Hey, this is Kathy, Crowder's Mountain, North Carolina. Look what we're going to make today. I have no earthly idea why I had not made a rose. When I taught classes, that was one of the most favorite patterns of all. I'm sorry, I still have a mouthful of stitches while I'm filming this. It may not show until mid-July or something, but today is July the 2nd when I'm filming it. So I'm sorry if I'm not speaking clearly, but I don't know why in this world I had not done this. Now, at the end I'll show you my colors, but I'll also show you some other colors that you could use as well. A lot of folks have done this rose, but just in case you hadn't, I'm going to show you the pattern. So let me get set up. Okay, so for my pattern, I wanted a 2-inch border all the way around it. You don't have to do that, but we need 8 blocks. So if you were not going to put a border and you have 24 inches, this is a 24 by 24, you just divide 8 into 24. Your blocks will be 3 inches wide. But I am putting a 2-inch border on mine. So the first thing that I'm going to do is mark off those 2 inches. And I hadn't got my tripod moved over to the other table yet. And as soon as I do, I won't have to keep twirling this paper around. But I'm just going all the way around it, marking off my 2 inches. I know it's looking kind of wonky on your side of it over here, but oh, she brought a lizard to me. Let me get it. He gone. We saved him from the cat. You don't know where it went, do you, Willa? I set him free. I took him outside. So I'm going to mark off my 2-inch border here. What made that happen? That will be another reason I move over to that other counter over here. I can tape the corners of my paper down, and I can get around on each side of it where I can't do that here. So as soon as I feel like climbing up on top of that counter over there and hanging from the ceiling and getting the tripod hooked up, that's what we're going to do. All right. So I just took off, this is 24 inches, I just took off 2 inches on each side. So that left me 20 by 20 in the middle. So I need 8 blocks. I divide 8 into 20 and it leaves me 2.5. So each one of my blocks, if I can find the right side of the ruler to use. Great. All right, so here, I'm just going to go down to that line so I know I got that straight. All right, so I'm marking off 2.5 inches. So it'll be 2.5 and 5, 7.5 and 10, 12.5 and 15, 17.5 and 20. So I'm going to do that on all 4 sides, and then I'm going to connect it together. I'll say it again just in case you're trying to write that down. 2.5 and 5, 7.5 and 10, 12.5 and 15 and 17.5 and then 20. All right. Now, I'm going to speed it up, and I'll be right back when I get it all I'm going to do is finish putting my tick marks, and I'm going to draw my blocks out by connecting my tick marks. Okay, we've got our grid marks on. Now I'll start drawing the pattern. And I think I'll draw it in purple. Before I start drawing the pattern, just in case I forget, you see how I went all the way across here? You didn't have to do that if you didn't want to. It was just easier when I was drawing it, that first line anyway, to go all the way across when I was drawing my border. But anyway, if you wanted to paint the corners different colors, you could. Now I didn't, because I didn't want anything taken away from my rows. But I have seen people do that, and it's pretty. So that'd just be up for to you to decide. So let's just start. You know how I do, block by block. So this is our border, so we're on our first row. We're going to leave the first 2 blank. And we're going to draw a line like that. And y'all just follow them. I try to say to the left, to down and up and down to up. Y'all just follow me. I think it'd be easier. Just follow the way I'm drawing it, you draw it. Alright, and then we have 2 blocks that's blank. Alright, now over here, this block is blank. The second block on the second row, we put a line there. This one is blank. These 2 are blank. It's a part of the pattern, though. And I'll come back and draw that in a minute. We'll just do the lines that we need to make right now. So that one is blank. So on your second row, when you're first drawing your pattern, you're just going to have these 2 lines. And on the third row, you're going to have a line here. That one's blank. We're going to have a line on the third block and on the fourth block. And then we're going to turn it around and go the opposite direction on the fifth block. And on the sixth block. And then that one's blank. And this one has a line going that way. So, on the first block, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and the seventh. No, first, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh is blank, and then the eighth. Sorry. Now we're already up on the fourth row. We're going to come back and fill it in. But we're just going to get our marks first. All right, that one's blank. This one. The third one on the 4th row. And then the 5th one. And the 6th one. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th one. We had one on the 4th row. Had a line here. We skipped. We had a line on the 3rd one, the 4th one, the 5th one, and the 6th one. And skip. And one on the 8th one. Alright, see that? You can take screenshots at any time if you wanted to and print them off so you would have step by step. But you could just wait till the end because all you're going to do is just put the lines where I've got them. Alright, so now we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, on the 5th one. We're over halfway through with these. And then we have a line on, this one's blank. We've got a line here and here. So you got one on the 3rd one and the 4th one. And on the 5th one, we're going in the opposite direction. And on the 6th one, in the opposite direction. And then that one's blank. And this one. Okay, now we're up on the 6th row. And I'll do that, I'll color it in a little bit for you too. So, I mean, you take a screenshot of the actual quilt, barn quilt, but you can take a screenshot of this one through and then I'll color it in a little bit. It might help. See, actually what we did here was drew a block in here and we're actually drawing a block here. So you just want to make sure your lines completely come together there. Alright, then we've got another line on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th block. That one's blank. And we have a line going this way. Alright, now we're up on the 7th block and that one's blank. We're going to draw a line here. That's blank. That's blank. That's blank. That one. Is blank. And this one. So it's much like this line, the 2nd one. And then up here, the 7th one is just like it. Alright, now we're up on the top. See, we're almost through. We have these two blank. This line. This line. This one. And this one. Now, that's actually the pattern. But part of your grid is actually your pattern. So we're going to draw that in. But take a screenshot of that right quick so that you'll have it. And if I turn this light on over here, I'm afraid it's going to... Is it going to leave a glare? I'm not sure that helped. Maybe it did. But anyway, I can see it better with the light on. I don't know if you can or not. Okay. So let's start here. This is actually, all right, so down here at the bottom, this one is a leaf. All the way over to the right, that's a leaf too. All right, so I'm going to color in the leaves. Here's the leaves. And I'm going to color those in right quick, all the way around it. So this one is a leaf. And so is this one. This one. And this one. And I'll tell you what colors I used. Like I said, I'll tell you that in just a minute. So you got your leaves now. Now the center, let me tell you what I did with the center. Now you can leave that, but most people don't. And what I did, I marked off like an inch. And I'm just kind of estimating that, but you might want to measure it when you're drawing yours on your board. That's what I did when I drew mine on the board. I measured it better, but I always forget to do that. But this part in the middle is the center of the flower. So it's going to be yellow. But I'm going to mark these. I use 3 colors. 3 shades of pink. Because that's the colors that I wanted to use. So I used Cherry Brandy as my dark pink. And I used Pink Punch as the medium pink, and Powder Rose as the lighter pink. And it seemed like I did another, oh, that Dahlia. I used these same colors. But that, if you have a pink, you can just keep putting, and you want to do a pink rose, you just put your little white in each one of them and lighten them up. Now, if you wanted different colors, we'll talk about that in a minute. But for now, I'm going to draw the spaces that need, look what I did. How many of y'all laughed at me about that? It's the bottom of it. I did that one too. I got that one right. I got that one right. Merciful heavens. Well, anyway, sorry. This is going to be, I'm going to do the light pink first. And I'm going to do that in purple. So you see this grid line? That is part of your pattern right here. And that's the light pink. See that? Does that make sense? It's this part. We're doing these light pink parts now. All these. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You might want to write that down. You'll have 12 sections that's light pink. or light whatever that you're making. So here's that section, and here's the next one in this corner. So like I said, part of your grid is your pattern. I'm just trying to get this to where you could see it. Alright. You see it now, don't you? You see it now? So you've got 4 sections. That look just like that. And excuse these because they're wrong. Okay, now the next light pink section is right here. So you see how that grid line is part of your pattern. So I'm just going to color that in, and then we'll go back and write it in too. So when you take your screenshot, you'll have it. And it's up here. See, and it's important to make sure you put these in the right place so that your rose has the depth to it. Depth. It has can't say it. It has like definition. You know what I'm saying. Depth to it. Okay. And this one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 12. All right, now let's do the medium one. Now the medium one has already been drawn out as well, and it is this one. See that? And you've got 4 of those right here. You got 1 on each side. See that? Part of your, it's already drawn out with your grid line. See? See, that's just lines you'll get rid of. Of course, you're not going to be using a magic marker or a Sharpie. But that is the medium. So I hope you can tell the difference. But anyway, we'll mark them. We'll write in them. So it'll be all right. So that we just did is these, and now we're going to do these 4. So you will have 8 medium color. So you know what? That's what we'll do. Instead of me labeling these like light pink, medium pink, I'm just gonna say light, medium, and dark. And you can decide what colors you want. Alright, so we've got those. Now we need 8 dark ones. And I'll show you where they are. Here is a dark one. This one is a dark one. See, it's already got it drawn out for you. That's a dark one, and this one. So that's 4, right? Right here's the other 4. These are the ones that we made last. And there you go. Alright, now let's take this black marker, and we're going to write in them. So we're going to put light. Y'all want to take a screenshot of that before I put that on here? Light. Light. So that means that's going to be your lightest color. And light. 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 And this one's light. And there's another one. Make sure I get it right. Yeah, right here. Alright. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's our 12 light ones. Now, let's just call the other one medium. So whatever you want, you'll have medium. We had 8 medium, right? Okay, so we have medium. Medium. Sorry. Medium. And medium. Oh, we're getting there. You see, all that's the same. Don't let that confuse you down in there. And now we have dark, and we had 8 dark. So I'm just going to put a D right here. And you know that means it's dark. And this one's dark. This one's dark. Dark. And dark. Now. And then there's your leaves. And you can make them any color that you want to. I'll show you what I use. But see here? And I used a light gray here and a dark gray background because the person that I'm gifting this to, her nursery is gray and pink. And you'll never guess what her baby's name is going to be. I'm not telling, but you can just look at that and decide. Okay, so in here was where I put my light gray, so you can decide what background color you want, and then you can decide about the border. You can decide if you want your border corners to be another color or not. But let me show you a couple of other choices that you can make. Wait a minute. I showed you my pinks, didn't I? But now let me show you the other ones before I forget it. You know I'm going to. I had it somewhere. I used Metropolis. I got to wash that bottle out one day. Metropolis was my darkest color on the border, and I had Gravity, and I don't know where my Gravity is right now. I don't see it sitting here. But anyway, I had Gravity was my lighter gray, but you could use anything in here that you wanted. Just keep it light so that your flower is going to be the main part of your barn quilt. Okay, now, oh, and I used Park Picnic because I just wanted it to be soft colors, so I didn't use any dark green. But Park Picnic was my green for my leaves, and I used Honey Glaze for the yellow. Now, it's just up to you what you want. But here is another combination. If you want a yellow rose, you could use Sunspark or a dark yellow. And then this is Golden Butter for a medium and Sun Glow for a light. You could do that. Or just take a dark yellow and keep lightening it up. Just make sure you have enough. Because, you want to make sure if you have any touch-ups, you've got enough left. That's the worst thing that can happen because you won't ever get it mixed back up again.